What's up, everybody? YouTube Q&A time. Let's do it. Just gonna basically read through my Instagram and do quick fire question and answers. Hey Johnny, how did you and Kissa meet each other? Well, that's been told a lot of times. We met on Instagram. Kissa hit me up and said she basically wanted to fuck. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So we arranged something and she came over about a week later. We went out, went to the bar, hooked up, had a great time, and we've been inseparable ever since. But if you want to read the whole story, go to sinslife.tumblr.com for Kissa's erotic writing and the whole story about how we met. What's your absolute favorite cheat meal, and do you feel guilty after eating it? My favorite cheat meal is probably just pizza. And yes, I feel absolutely guilty after eating anything bad. Why does Luna have to wear a muzzle when you walk her? Just wondering. Well, it's not necessarily a muzzle, it's just a lead, they call it. And it's really just because she's a little bit harder to control than Primo is. And when she sees other dogs, she likes to freak out a little. So it's just mainly to control her. It's not a muzzle or anything. It's just for when she's pulling or wants to look the other way, you can kind of lead her back in with it. That's why she wears that, and Primo doesn't. Have you and Kissa ever thought about having kids in the future? What are your thoughts on that? We both really don't want kids. We feel like life is busy enough, and a kid would really get in the way of our plans, our future, traveling, living in different places throughout the world, and a kid just doesn't really fit in. So no, we're not interested in having kids. Will you ever do a scene in space? Probably not. After that whole Pornhub space thing came out, everybody kept tweeting me and telling me, you know, you can't get hard in space. So I don't know if that'll ever happen or not, but we'll see. How much longer do you see yourself doing porn? Well, in my last Q&A said my cutoff would be 40, 38 and a half right now. So 1.5 more years until I'm 40, and we'll see if that's true or not. I'm not real sure what's gonna happen. But I've always said 40, so who knows. What's your most valuable knowledge about business and sex since you came into the industry? My most valuable knowledge for the industry is don't do anything you don't wanna do. So just stick to what you wanna do. If people ask for favors, if people want you to do something extra on set, say no. I mean, it's your body. You have every right in the world to say yes or no to what people ask you, and never feel pressured by people. If you feel pressured, walk off the fucking set. How long have you been training? I've been training, working out since I was 19 years old. I started in college and I kind of got hooked, and ever since then I've just been gaining knowledge and still gaining knowledge. It's like you don't ever know everything and you're always learning new stuff. How would you rate your pussy eating ability? I would rate it pretty high. I like to think I'm very good at it. There's girls, obviously, that are better at it than me because they have one. They know exactly what to do and what they want. But I'm pretty good. I would give myself a 8.5 out of 10. I think girls like what I do. What do you think about Mexico? Love Mexico. My second favorite country next to the United States, and we want to move there. So yeah, I love Mexico. How do you feel being one of the best male porn stars in the world? Well, it feels great. It feels good to be at the top of any field you're in, really, no matter what it is. So yeah, it feels great. Are you and Kissa ever coming to Holland? Would love to meet you guys. No plans to come to Holland, but you never know. Next question about Portugal. No plans to come to Portugal, but you never know. Our webmaster is actually from Portugal, so maybe. Have you noticed that you are very much appreciated by Turkish viewers? What do you think about that? Yes, I've had Turkish fans for years. They are some of the most adamant fans out there, and they love everything I do, so yes, big up to Turkey. What were your parents' reaction when you told them you wanted to make adult films? I was already in adult films for about a year before I told my parents. My parents are pretty old-fashioned. I guess their reaction was not the greatest, but not the worst. They just want whatever's best for me, and as long as I'm safe and happy, my parents are happy. Have you seen any of your memes? Do you like them or not? Yes, I love all the memes. Is it weird that most people in the world recognize you as that buff, bald guy from porno? No, it's pretty normal to me at this point. What's the highest offer you've gotten from a gay company to make the switch? When I was first trying to get in the business and answering ads, there were some people trying to get me into the gay side of the business, and the last offer I received was $2,000 to get a blowjob from a guy, which I turned down and started obviously doing straight porn. I've noticed you don't have any tattoos. Do you not like them? It's not that I don't like tattoos, there's just nothing that I really want a tattoo on myself, I guess. And at this point, I feel like it's cool not to have tattoos because everybody has tattoos at this point. So to not have tattoos is different now. So I like being different. So I like it like that. I've read Kissa Q&A where she said your family is pretty cool with what you do. Are they cool enough to give you shit and joke about it? Or is it kind of unspoken? It's definitely unspoken. My parents will ask me, how's work going? But they don't want to know details, and we don't talk about details, so definitely unspoken. Do you have siblings? Yes, I have an older brother and an older sister. My brother's been a lifetime Air Force guy. He's not in the Air Force anymore, but he still works through the Air Force. So yeah, he's a lifer. And my sister works for a university. Would you ever try with a guy? No, guys aren't really my thing. It doesn't turn me on. Girls turn me on, pussy turns me on, so no, probably won't ever do it with a guy. Have you ever used steroids? No, I never have, and I love when people accuse me of being on steroids because that means I'm doing something right. How often do you have sex? Pretty much every day. If we're not working, Kissa and I have sex at least once a day, every day. Have you ever been abused, like in the childhood? No, definitely never been abused. I had a wonderful childhood. My parents are very nice, and no. How does make talent get into the industry? How do you get into the industry? It's pretty tough for a guy, but I'm gonna make a vlog pretty soon about ways you can get into the industry and kind of different ways where you don't actually have to work for companies, but you can kind of get in the industry on your own. So I'll talk about that in an upcoming vlog. What's the best way to make a girl orgasm? Well, when I eat a girl's pussy, I do this thing where you gotta warm it up first, of course, and you take her clit and you kind of put it in between your teeth and just gently kind of go back and forth and bite on it a little bit. That makes all the girls go crazy. Did you ever have a whole day without sex, including masturbation? If yes, how did you find it? I guess boring. Yes, there's been plenty of days where I haven't had sex and or masturbated. I guess it would be because I was too busy to do both, so I didn't really think about it because I was just too busy. Have you ever been to Australia? If so, when and where? No, I haven't, but I really want to come. Johnny, do you have a favorite 80s movie? Yes, I do. My favorite 80s movie is Rad. I was big into BMX bikes growing up. There's this 80s movie called Rad that was all about BMX racing, and that's my favorite 80s movie. How do you concentrate, or what do you do to hold your load long enough to satisfy? Well, I use various different techniques when I'm having sex. The first thing I'll do is just pull out and go down and eat the girl's pussy. If you have to come, that's the first technique I'll use. Do you like Latinas? Yes, love Latinas. All right, that was Instagram. Let me switch over to Twitter and see what my Twitter followers have to ask. Have you hooked up with any celebrities or social media stars before, or have any DM'd you? No. Never hooked up with a celebrity or a social media star. No, none of them have ever DM'd me. I don't know why. What are some perks of being a porn star? Well, no boss. You get to have sex for a living. You get to take off as much time as you want. You make good money. No boss, no boss, no boss. How did you feel when you first experienced having your salad tossed? And do you enjoy it? Is it just for show? I'm pretty ticklish down there, so it's kind of uncomfortable at times, but when I'm on set, I always say this, you're 50% less sensitive when you're on set. So when I'm on set, it's not that bad, and I really enjoy it on set. But at home in my personal life, it's so ticklish I can't even take it. Is there a male, female porn star that inspired, motivated you to join the industry? No, not really. I watched porn before I got in the industry, but there was not any specific performers that I looked up to or even really knew their names. What's the craziest request you've received from a fan? Fans always want socks or underwear, that kind of thing, smelly gym socks. Have you ever experimented with the same sex during your high school, college days? No, always been attracted to pussy. Primo. All right, I got 1% left on my phone, so whenever my phone dies, this Q&A is over. Do you enjoy sex at all anymore? Yes, I love sex. Hobbies, I love mountain biking, working out, hiking, anything outdoors, the dogs. Really big into real estate. If I wasn't doing porn, I would probably be in real estate of some kind. I invest in properties, and those are my hobbies. Are you spiritual? I'm not spiritual at all. The one thing I try to do is live in the now, and not in the past, not in the future, live in the now, and that's kind of my spirituality. Do you have a best friend who is male? A couple of my buddies from college actually live in Vegas now, and so we hang out, but best friends, nah, I don't really have a best friend. Kissa is my best friend. So. When are you gonna do the bondage scene with Kissa? And by bondage, I mean you will be tied up by her. I'm really looking forward to that scene. I really wanna do it, so one of these sex tour scenes, we're gonna do it. Why pit bulls? I don't know, I just relate to pit bulls. You know how people always say that dogs and their owners are very similar? Well, I guess you could say that about myself and pit bulls. Big and mean looking on the outside, but really fucking nice on the inside. I think that describes me pretty good. They're also extremely loyal. They're the greatest dogs in the world. Unless you fuck with them or fuck with their family, they're kind of misunderstood, you know, which I feel like myself being in porn is misunderstood as well. And pit bulls are stubborn. I'm pretty stubborn. And I don't know, I just really identify with them and just love the way they look. And, you know, they're a pain in the ass, don't get me wrong, but I love them and couldn't really see myself having any other kind of dog. After you're done with the porn industry, hopefully this will be 2 decades from now. What do you plan on doing next? Like I said before, I'm big into real estate. I invest in real estate properties. So I'd like to do some sort of real estate development or just keep investing. Do you like to wear undies? No, I don't wear any boxers or underwear, usually. What are some differences between sex on film versus private/personal sex? Well, sex on film is definitely sex for you guys. So you open up and show things, and sex at home is much more personal and intimate. So I'm close and, you know, covering everything up and not opening up. So it's a big difference. Would you like to have sex threesome with your girl and another guy? No. If you notice from my porn, I don't really do scenes with other guys. I'm very greedy and want the pussy for myself. I've done 1 DP in my life, a long time ago when I first started, and it's just awkward to me, like you're rubbing legs with the dude's sweating on you, and it was just awkward and uncomfortable, and, you know, I just want it for myself. Would you ever consider doing non-erotic movies? If so, what type of movies would you do? Yeah, I'd love to be an actor and do movies, that'd be great. I'd like to be an action star, of course. Would you ever consider playing Lex Luthor if offered the part? Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Have you ever done anal? If so, do you like it more than pussy? Pussy is my favorite hole. Pussy is accepting of the dick, you know, it's nice and wet and warm, and it's like, come on in. The asshole is like, stay away at all costs. I don't really like to force my way in there. I like to be invited in. All right, phone's dead, you guys. It's dark out. Hopefully this vlog was good. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and please share. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.